UFC OKC Du Plessis versus Kamaru Usmaan. The Nigerian Nightmare is back, is upon us, and this is my full card predictions. I'm not going to lie, as I scroll through this, and I want you guys to look with me, I'm going to go 100%. Last card, I got one fight wrong, technically. Who cares about the women's fight? I got one fight wrong on that card. This fight, we're going to go 100%. Now, when I say 100%, I'm not including fights like this because who gives a damn about Anna Melisano and Diana Barbosa? Melisano's making her debut against Barbosa, which is a weird one. I looked a little bit into this Melisano girl. Don't know much about her. And her footage is so hard to find. I've seen some older clips and she just looks horrible. So I just don't think she's going to make her debut successfully against Barbosa, but time will tell. But I just feel like Barbosa is a bit more of a veteran and I feel like she's going to just beat this girl. So I'm going to go Barbosa for the win. Like I said, this fight doesn't mean much to me at all. And this debutant does not look that good. She's also a plus 350 underdog. I don't even understand what was going on there. RJ Harris versus Alvin Hines. Now, this is one where RJ Harris is undefeated, I believe. Where Alvin Hines is 7-1, only has one loss, but is off his last fight. Of course, that one was in the UFC. I don't know much about either. I don't know much about these people either. I know Hines is going to come to scrap. It's probably going to be a finish. From what I'm hearing, though, Harris is not too shabby. Not too shabby. So that's make me want to lean him. Fights like this where people are making their debut, there's a reason they're on the bottom of the card because we just don't care. Let's be I just don't care at all. This one, I'm kind of vibes maxing. I kind of want to go the debutant just because I believe he's undefeated. What are even the odds for this fight? There's no odds for this fight. But I might go the debutant. He's undefeated from the research I was doing. Hines is 7-1, but his last one he lost. And I'm pretty sure he lost to somebody who's kind of bummy to me. So I'm going to go RJ Harris for this one. This is kind of vibes maxing. These first two fights are vibe maxing because when you have people that look like created characters on the left side of your screen, literally no photo, created characters. I'm not going to analyze these people too much. This is something I don't need to analyze. I don't really need to analyze this much. Alden Coria versus Stuart Nicoll. I believe Coria is Joshua Van's main training partner, I believe, and they fight very similar. Their boxing style is very similar, very smooth. This is not that close of a fight. I think the odds are crazy though. Minus 1,000 favorite. Nah, bro, you guys are reaching. But Coria is gonna win. Coria is gonna win. He's gonna outbox him, probably knock him out. Nicoll representing the Solomon Islands, dude. They're cowabunga over there too. They rock on and shit. They surf. They're radical. I think Coria is going to put a boxing masterclass on Nicoll. Nicoll's not even too bad, but he takes a lot of shots, doesn't he? And I feel like Coria is someone who gains momentum as he starts to land his boxing. So if he starts getting to a flow state, oh my goodness, Nicoll is going to get his ass whooped. Coria is not much of a grappler, but when he grapples, he actually doesn't look too bad to me. So I think it's going to go either way. No matter what way you slice the cake, I think Coria has the advantage everywhere. Nicoll's probably going to need to wrestle, but it's going to be more panic wrestling, and he's going to get stuffed and maybe even reversed and taken down by Coria. Coria can win in many ways, but I do think knockout is probably the best. He's probably going to TKO Nicoll, The kid, the dude looks like he needs to retire soon. He has that whole kind of the Aussie look because he's from Solomon Islands, but yeah, he's too short. He's at 5'5". He's even giving up some height on Coria, who's not even the tallest guy. Listed at 5'8". Coria looks shorter than 5'8". I'm going to say that, but he's listed at 5'8". He's going to have the height advantage, the reach advantage, and just the overall skill advantage. I'm going Coria for the win. Biggest favorite on the card, I'd say it's justified, but too much, minus 1,000 just seems a little bit much to me. But Coria's going to get the win for sure. All right, next up, another debutant. So this is Levy Rodriguez Jr. versus Felipe Franco. Felipe Franco does have a loss in the UFC. Felipe Franco doesn't look too good from everything I've seen, though. He hits hard, he's athletic, and I'm pretty sure it's the same for this Levy Rodriguez dude, but I don't know. This one feels like vibe maxing. I think Levy Rodriguez and Felipe Franco lost to the same people. I feel like I remember looking at that when I was looking at their records, one of the same person, but this is just vibe maxing too. People always making their debut. Big Brazilian versus a big Brazilian. I forgot he's black, but he's Brazilian. So yeah, two big Brazilians going at it. I don't know, kind of vibes maxing this one again. I'm gonna go Levy Rodriguez. For someone who's saying they're gonna go 100% on the card, I'm just realizing I'm vibe maxing all these non-important fights. Stop giving me a card with Usman and DDP on it and giving me a bunch of debutants. Oh, what even is that? Shibai. This is a good one to me. Jean Paul versus Seon Hyun Ko, my South Korean brother. You guys know, brother, we and him brothers. Like, people actually don't understand me or him are actually related. So my brother Ko, who's known as like the Korean Tyson or something, like he like has that Mike Tyson fight style, I guess. He doesn't really fight like Mike Tyson, but that's his nickname. He is a scrapper though. That, like, don't get it twisted. He'll scrap. Like, he'll put his hands up. He'll throw. He'll make fights entertaining. Jean Paul's a scrapper too. Pretty durable. He's pretty durable. Ko can mix it up though. I think that's gonna be the decision maker here. Like, Ko can definitely mix this one up. It's gonna be a competitive fight in a sense, but I feel like Ko's going to get it done in this one. I feel like he's going to hit a bit harder. I feel like he's going to know when to mix in the grappling and the wrestling. I don't know if Jean Paul's going to defend all the takedowns. He has a 0% takedown defense in the UFC, to be fair. So I think Ko's going to know when to mix it up. He's going to land the bigger shots, and then he's going to mix it into some grappling, maybe hold him in the clinch. He looks very strong. At this fight with the Welsh gangster showed that, like, against Oben, I feel like he was showing a strength differential. So I feel like he's going to use the striking to his advantage and then use the clinch in the wrestling when he needs to. So I'm going to go Ko here, and I actually think this fight's going to go the distance. And keep that in mind because I do have a play I'm going to talk about a little bit later. But I think Son Hae Ko is going to get it done against Jean Paul. So my South Korean brother, Dale, riding for you. Ai shibai, yeah. Ai shibai. That's what Jean Paul's going to be saying in there, brother. Dale. We're going Ko. Not easy pick'ems, but easy pick'ems. Oh, this fight's so good, man. I love this fight so much. We got Austin Bashi, the 24-year-old amazing grappler, versus people say he's on the Glaze train because guess what? He is on the prospect list. I got the prospect list. I got the Glaze train. Delgado's on all of them. What makes this fight interesting is that Delgado, his biggest weakness for me has been his defensive grappling, his defensive wrestling. And at a 50% takedown defense, it's kind of scary going against Austin Bashi, who's going to shoot takedowns like his life depends on it. And he's a really good grappler when he gets a hold of you, and he's really good at controlling people. You know, of course, Austin Bashi against C-Rod, he's shown that when he isn't able to fully control someone, he struggles on the feet. I can see that happening with Delgado, because although Delgado gets taken down like the Nathaniel Wood fight and his recent fight against Philly, he's hard to control. I will say, though, Philly and Nathaniel Wood aren't the grappling level of Bashi. Bashi's 24 years old like me, you know, a little bit. I just turned this recently. You know, but he's a little bit young, so like he's green in some areas. So when he doesn't get to score takedowns the way he wants to score them, it kind of leads to situations like the C-Rod fight, and it's a lot more competitive scrap. And since he's so young, he's not really accustomed to those scrap. Whereas Delgado's at 28 now. You know, I always say he's championship caliber because I believe he is. His striking, his distance management, his length is really good. And his length's going to be important in this fight because at 5'11", going against Bashi, who's 5'6", who's a takedown specialist, when those people can't secure takedowns against longer range opponents, they're going to have a hard time on the feet dealing with it. Bashi's striking is not that bad. He kind of overextends on some overhands. He's kind of out of range sometimes. So I think Delgado's going to find his way there and find a ways to piece him up there. So it's going to be a pretty problematic night for Bashi. I like both of these guys, both like good prospects to me, but I just think Delgado's too much for Bashi, guys. So I'm going to go Jose Delgado for the win in this one, guys. I think he's going to put the beats on him like Dr. Dre. You guys know I'm going to be a Delgado glazer for life, and it's justified glaze. So this is actually a pick'em odds right now. So I can't say it's my underdog lock, but it's my lock of the card. I'm going Jose Miguel Delgado as my lock of the card, brother. Like, if you guys trust me, like I said, Royval was my last one. Y'all saw what happened. Delgado's this one. You're going to see what's going to happen. It's a close fight. You know, I'm sure Delgado might even fall to an underdog because people are going to hype up the grappling. Bashi's really good, but Delgado's better. So I'm going Jose Miguel Delgado, probably by points, or he can knock out Bashi. Let's see if Bashi's durable. Time will tell. Next up, top of the Ricci versus Fatima Kline. Ricci sucks. Kline's good. That's not hard of an observation. I feel like Ricci in her last fight shows she's really bad and she can't really get takedowns going for her, and her striking's a little bit abysmal. Kline's riding momentum. I actually have a play for PrizePicks, so you guys should follow me in this one. For this play, I'm going to go Kline in the Jean Paul Ko fight. I think both fights are probably going to go the distance, so I feel like those fights are going to go more than over 2.5 rounds. So I'm going to have that play, and I'm going to ride it with PrizePicks. You guys should play along. If you do, guys, make sure you're using code HMA and get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. So that's going to be the play, and you should play along if you do have PrizePicks. But yeah, this one, like I said, Kline's going to win probably by decision. Like, one thing about WMMA is, like, I always feel like it's going to just be one of those fights where you're like, okay, it's going to go the distance, so you just a little bit go bathroom. Like, you know, just do what you got to do. I trust Kline in this one. Tabitha Ricci, I'll never bet for her to win again. I literally picked her last fight for some reason. What a delusional person I was. Yeah, plus 275 is the odds. Should be even more. This is actually decent value, honestly. So I'm going to go Kline for the win. This is going to be easy. And that, remember, the Kline Co is the way to go for PrizePicks. Moving on, though. Now we're out of the prelims. We're getting into the main card, and let's get into it. This one's actually really interesting. We got Tommy Mcmillen versus Alberto Montes. Now, Tommy Mcmillen's like the sugar doppelganger-esque, bro. He trains with him. You know, he has a similar aesthetic. Like, honestly, aesthetically, they look very similar to me. As like a younger Sugar Sean, you know, not the dyed hair and all that, but like you could tell. And the way he fights is so wild. Wild in like kind of a good way, though. Like it's a weird way to explain. It's like wild in like a cool way. You know, he had just a war his last fight, just going for it. You know, he gets touched too. Pause, no diddy. He gets touched a little bit, you know, but he does some touching. I just feel like okay, why am I saying touch though? No, he gets hit sometimes, but he hits back, all right? And it's one of those things where I feel like he carries more power than most of his opponents. Alberto Montes striking, it flows nice. He strikes well too. But his grappling has been having a good showing in the UFC as well, I feel like, because he's been getting some good submissions, guys. So it's going to come down, I feel like it's more like a striker versus grappler thing. Even though Montes flows really nice with his striking, guys, he might hurt you, but he's going to jump on a choke or something, or jump on a submission attempt if he does have you hurt. You know, Montes, even though he does flow nice, he's giving up some height and some reach here. Mcmillen's 6 feet at featherweight, whereas Montes is 5'7". So Mcmillen's a little bit taller for the weight class, and I feel like he uses his length not even that well. It's not like he's sitting back using his length. He's kind of just making it ugly, making it war, throwing a lot of spinning stuff, having a lot of fun. It's going to be fun, but Mcmillen has shown me that he can go for a crazy pace. His endurance doesn't he doesn't fully give in on himself. Of course, I'm seeing some quicker finishes with him, but the pace he puts up, I believe that he could just fight when he's tired. Where Montes, I haven't really seen him in that war setting, so I feel like if they do, or Mcmillen does force a war, it's going to be harder for Montes. And if it's not even a war, more technical, I still think Mcmillen could show that he's a bit better of a technician. I think Mcmillen just gets a little bit over happy sometimes and chases a finish, like when he's overzealous. So either way, I still think Mcmillen's going to get it done. It's going to probably be really close of a fight. This is one guy's 10-0, one guy's 12-1, both great records, both great fighters, but I'm going to go Tommy Mcmillen for the win. I do trust myself to go 100% on the main card, so let's hope I do that. Next up, Chase Hooper versus Mitch Ramirez, who's never had a win in the UFC, which Mitch Ramirez came in 8-0. Then he's lost all 3 fights in the UFC. Last one, I believe, was to Mike Davis. Whereas Chase Hooper is just, I don't know. Chase Hooper, like, he had that way, like, that time he started looking good again. Then now he's starting to look bad again. He's been big favorites on some recent fights and just been losing. He's a big favorite here again. I'm pretty sure he's like a decent favorite here. Mitch Ramirez is not very great at anything, you know, but I don't know. I just feel like Chase Hooper's hittable, and Ramirez has some kind of pop in his hand. So the fact that he's hittable is making this fight a little bit iffy for me. I just don't agree with the odds. What are even the odds? Yeah, -360 should not ever be the odd for a Chase Hooper fight, because he could get knocked out by Mitch Ramirez, you know, but like for now, man, when I was looking at Ramirez, I just didn't see anything that stuck out to me. Like, he does hit hard, sure, but like it's not something groundbreaking, you know. But it's not, you know, and I think the grappling is going to be a problem. Like, if Chase Hooper gets him down, I think he could show some good control, and Mitch got to be careful, you know. But it's one of those things. Hooper's striking looks good sometimes, but most of the time his defensive striking looks horrible and abysmal. He looks very chinnable. I just don't trust the Chase Hooper pick. I don't trust it. But I want to say Chase Hooper's going to win, eh? I just want to say it. But even though I don't feel like he's going to win, I feel like he should beat Mitch, who has not got a win in the UFC. He's currently running a 3-fight losing streak. Sure, and Hooper has shown he could beat people like that. I'm going Chase Hooper, man. I'm not confident in this one, guys, but it's just that Mitch is not very good. But I don't want to pick against Chase Hooper just because I don't think he's as good as I thought he could have been at a point when he was riding momentum. Because I don't think Mitch is that good. So I don't want to just pick against Chase Hooper because how I feel about Chase Hooper currently. You know, I'm going to take the more intelligent route, and I'm just going to go Chase Hooper's probably going to win because Mitch Ramirez is not that good of a fighter and riding horrible momentum, and he has not won a fight in the UFC. Chase Hooper's not that much of a bum that you're going to get your first fight on him. I'm going Chase Hooper for the win. That's the only thing that's scaring me on the entire main card. Next up, co-main event, I believe. Jared Cannonier versus CLD. I love Cannonier, man. Cannonier is a good fighter. He's been in there with some solid competitions from Imavov, who he's almost did good against, honestly, towards the end. Brohalo, who he kind of got pieced up with, but had a fun fight. Robocop, who he successfully beat after going through the fire. Jared Cannonier is good, man. Like, he's not like he's fully out of it. Of course, his last couple fights, like, his chin's always the biggest worry. When I feel like when you're watching a Jared Cannonier fight, it's like, oh, how's his chin gonna hold up? How's his chin gonna hold up? He's going against CLD, who's actually pretty damn good. He lost twice in the UFC. One of the earlier ones was the Armin Peterson, whatever, Petrosian. I said his name so wrong. And then he lost a fight. I forgot the next other fight he lost, but I remember it had a lot to do with wrestling, you know. And since that fight, I feel like he's shown improvement in his takedown defense. And as far as striking goes, he's always kind of hard to hit clean, and he's very explosive, and he's very good. I feel like it's one thing we're worried about with him was his endurance. You know, if this is a 5-round fight, like I think I'd be more open to Jerry Cannonier, you know, but this is just a hard fight, man, for Cannonier, man. I just feel like CLD is gonna be too explosive. He's gonna hit too hard. Like I really think he's gonna knock out Jared Cannonier. I got CLD by knockout on this one. I just see him knocking out Jared. Jared's good, guys, but he gets rocked almost every fight. He's hittable, you know, and he recovers good. But like the thing about this is the thing about Jared Cannonier recoverability. He can recover from anything, to be honest, if he's not out cold. But every single time he's rocked, all those are stoppable offenses. Like every time he's hurt, you could stop it hypothetically, and it wouldn't be a bad stoppage. But since it's Jared Cannonier, it wouldn't be a good stoppage, you know, because Jared Cannonier can literally come back from anything. Like he could look like a zombie taking punches, but he'll come back. But the thing is, I don't like playing that risky game because he's gonna get rocked. Let's be honest, and it's gonna look bad, you know. And after the fight, people are gonna stop. Some people are gonna say it's bad, some people are gonna say it's good. But I do think it's gonna be a stoppage in this fight caused by CLD. He's gonna hit him. He's gonna rock him. Cannonier's gonna be on the fence, probably taking some shots. He might get dropped, you know, go down. He could go out cold too. We've seen Cannonier go out cold, but I don't think he's gonna fully go out cold. And I think there's gonna be some like, oh well, that fight could have continued kind of thing after the fight. But CLD is just too quick for him. His clinch strikes are good too. CLD's a fucking dog. CLD's really good. If it was anyone else, I'd consider maybe Jared Cannonier. I think Jared Cannonier's at the point of his career, a retirement wouldn't be that bad. So let's go. I'm gonna go CLD to knock out Jared Cannonier. And those are just my thoughts through it. Oh my god, I didn't know you could look at win by stats. Interesting. Main event of the evening, guys. Holy crap. Video, 100+ hour video dropping tomorrow. I started footage today. Oh my god, I started footage today, guys. I started footage today. And it's changed my mind a bit. It changed my mind. I started footage today. It changed my mind. I still have some fights I want to rewatch fully. Only fights I rewatched today was DDP Izzy, DDP Strickland, the rematch though, you know. And I only watched like the round. And then I watched Usman Buckley. I watched that whole fight back. That fight surprised me because I thought Usman looked a little bit worse on the feet when it was standing, but that just wasn't the case. And then I watched Usman Mazadov when he knocked him out. So I still got some other fights I want to watch. I want to rewatch Derek Brunson DDP because that's the last time another decent wrestler went against him outside of the Hamza fight. I am going to watch back the Hamza fight. Haven't watched it back, you know. And then I'm going to watch back Usman Hamza. Haven't watched Usman Hamza back. So there's some, obviously here, there's still footage I have to watch that's important, you know. And I just got to say this. When I was watching my DDP Izzy, because when I do footage, like for specific fights, I look at them differently. Every time I watch that fight back prior, because I watched that fight multiple times, I'm always looking at like how Izzy was performing or like just the whole fight as a whole. When I do footage like this, I really focus on only the fighter. And that's how I pick up a lot of habits. And there's a lot of things I picked up. We're going to save a lot of it for the video, but I'm going to say it like this. Before, I was thinking DDP was going to kind of just be too much for Usman. And I still, after watching some things, it solidified a lot of things that's going to be problematic for Usman in this one. For example, the kicks. Like, DDP's kicking game's the best. Better than anyone Usman's ever fought. And yes, that's including Leon Edwards. I feel like his high kicks, his body kicks, his low kicks, they're all thudding. They're all heavy. His question mark kicks are so fast. He has spinning back kicks. Just a really good kicking arsenal that no one really talks about. As much, like I feel like people talk about the blitz of DDP, which is good, guys. But after watching back the Usman Buckley fight, I realized Usman's accustomed to going against people with stupid, awkward, ugly blitzes with power behind it. Because you're forgetting, Buckley has fought at 185, so he carries some good power and some good strength. And Usman did with those blitzes really well. I gotta be real. After watching the fights I watched so far, I'm currently in the mindset that I think Usman might defeat Dricus Du Plessis. I just feel like Usman's fight IQ is really good, guys. Like, I feel like he uses his straight punches well. I feel like Usman does something good where he like fakes takedowns, has them biting on it, and opens up uppercuts and stuff. His clinch striking is really good. But the thing is, though, it's just like the low kicks of DDP and how problematic that's going to be for Kamaru Usman that I'm really like trying to figure out. Because Usman has Usman was taking low kicks from Jorge Masvidal and Leon Edwards, you know, and some body kicks. And like he never, like, it's weird how he just tanks them. And then sometimes he slides out the way and comes forward. Like he'll do something, he slides out the way and then like comes forward with the pressure. His pressure is very overwhelming. I wonder who's going to lead the dance in this fight. I do feel like Usman's going to be on the front foot majority of the time. Even Usman after failed takedown attempts, he'll fail a takedown and then he'll still like he almost walk you down and chase you down. He's very like always in your face, and I feel like that's what made him champion. He was always saying how I just have a bigger shovel than these guys. Like, you know, I'll keep digging, and he almost has like this weird mentality about him. It's like an ego thing where he just feels like he's going to outwork his opposition, and that happens most of the time. And I really believe if the Hamza fight was 5 rounds, he would have that Hamza hype train would have been over by now. And I think most people know that too. They just don't want to admit it. Usman's very good. He never really lost a fight clearly in my ever. Like that, even the Leon Edwards 3 fight, I'm telling you, watch it back, guys. I'm going to watch it back too, but watch it back. Of course, the Usman Leon 2 fight with the head kick, we saw that. It was domination though. You know, Kobe fight was competitive, but he was just outworking Kobe. And Kobe has good wrestling, man. Guys, DDP's wrestling, because I was watching I watched the DDP Whitaker fight today as well. Whitaker had the easiest takedown on him. I think what makes DDP's, he lacks balance, guys. Like his lack of balance makes him easy to take down and like get reversed. And then when he's on the ground, he relies on purely strength to get up rather than technique most of the time, from what I noticed. Very similar to Buckley. I noticed Buckley didn't use a lot of technique against Usman. He was just trying to muscle him, brute strength, because Buckley's a big guy. He's once fought at 185. He probably thought he could be stronger than Usman, but Usman's very heavy with his upper back and his hip pressure. So that's what makes that fight very interesting to me, guys. Like this fight is actually, whoo, man, it's going to be fun, dude. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to complete footage because I know after 100 plus hours, I'm going to know who wins because I haven't missed one at all. I think I'm 6 for 6 now or whatever. But yeah, I haven't missed one of those videos, and I'm going to keep it going. And I don't want to let bias get to me because I do like both of these fighters though, but I do feel like, of course, see the flag behind me, bro. This is a countryman of mine, you know, so there's that, you know, but 21-4, he's only losing to like really good people. The only people he lost to in UFC were Hamza and Leon Edwards. Ugh, Leon's so bad. Like that thing bothers me. And then DDP, of course, lost to nobody in the UFC, I believe. Did he? Yeah, he lost to nobody in the UFC. That sounds crazy to say out loud. He must have lost to someone, right? Because was it all before the UFC? I don't know. But no, he just lost to Hamza. But I'm talking about outside of Hamza. Did he lose before that? I forgot. I don't think so though. He's had some ugly fights, guys, with Darren Till and like Derek Brunson. Like he's never been the most dominant guy, the most dominant bloke, which is just something to point out, guys. He's never really dominated anyone except for Strickland in the rematch, because Strickland has a style like that if you spend time with him, you can figure him out. I've seen Usman dominate people, guys. Like he dominated Buckley. Like what if even if the Buckley fight was less dominant, he still would have won, which is a little bit weird. Like even if Buckley got up more, like he wasn't doing much with Usman. So even if DDP can make it more competitive than Buckley, he'll still still lose unless he's doing a lot better on the feet and doing a lot less blitzes. I actually think DDP should step away from that blitz he does and do a lot more kicks. That blitz doesn't really work, and Usman did a really good job timing Buckley when Buckley would jump into stuff with the takedown, and that's something DDP could get away with usually because he's accustomed to going against strikers. Like he could do that blitz thing because he's not worried about a level change and then a takedown. You can't run into someone full speed with lack of technique and expect not to get taken down, but you could do it against Adesanya and Sean Strickland and Robert Whitaker. Even though Robert Whitaker took him down, you could do it with people like that because you're not really worried about the takedown threat. Even Darren Till, you could do it like that, even though Till scored a takedown on him too. But like you get my point. You could get away with some stuff if the risk of the takedown's not there, but it's interesting when the risk of the takedown is there. All that being said, like I said, videos dropping on this soon. I feel like if I had to pick someone off of logic currently right now, I'm going to go the underdog Kamaru Usmaan. And that was not my perspective before watching footage or before fight week. But like I said, let's finish the footage and then I'll come down to a more understanding situation. But I don't know why I was caught off guard about how good Usman was and still is, but it has been a year. That's something there's so much things to take into account that I'm not even taking into account. But as for my initial pick, I am going to go Kamaru Usmaan to defeat Dricus Du Plessis at UFC OKC. Dricus is really good, but his biggest weakness for me has always been his takedown defense. He's been taken down by every single human being who's tried to take him down. And I just happen to think Usman's actually the best offensive wrestler outside of Hamza Chimaev he's fought. And Hamza Chimaev was able to kind of do what Usman did to Buckley. And I think Usman's he's heavy, man, and he lands shots. He actually tries to punish you when he gets you down, unlike Hamza in a way. So yeah, it's going to be a good fight, but I am going to officially go Kamaru Usman for now. Video dropping tomorrow in a more in-depth breakdown, but let me know your picks down below, guys. Let me know your thought process down below, and let me know what you guys think about the main event, because this main event's going to be interesting, and I just can't wait for it. I'm actually more hyped for this than the fucking Conor Max thing, especially after what happened. I just need happiness, man. Yeah, let's see what happens. Let me know your thoughts down below, and God bless. 2, 3.